Shall
Okay,
shall
sir.
we start?
Yes, sir. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good
I
morning.
am
Good
D.
morning,
Chandra.
madam.
I am D. Good morning. I am D. Chandrakala, Associate Professor, EEE Department from Easware Engineering College. I am happy to invite you all for this webinar session on Cliff of Ice Berg EV market. Now I would like to invite our HOD sir to give the welcome address.
Good morning. Very good morning to all the members present here. On behalf of Easware Engineering College and the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and on my own behalf, I would like to welcome all the members present here for this webinar on Cliff of Ice Berg EV market. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Nathan, Vice President Marketing, and Mr. Srinivasan, Head Embedded System and BMS of Sosaley Technologies Private Limited. Welcome you, sirs.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. And I would like to welcome all the participants from different parts of the country who have shown interest in attending this webinar. To make a note, I would like to tell that our department is conducting a series of webinars. About 22 webinar series are being conducted. Already 11 numbers are over. And we are also having another 11 numbers on the pipeline. And to make an important note, we are very happy to inform that this webinar session is made live in YouTube. So the participants can make use of this facility in future for reference also. So this is very important milestone. And today's webinar on the EV market, it is very interesting. It is most needed of the hour because the global EV market as well as the Indian government has also set a lot of target for 2023 about all three-wheelers. They wanted it to be operated by battery, and by 2025 almost all two-wheelers also they wanted to run in the same mode, and by 2030 they have set a target for the whole country. So at this juncture, this title is very important and very interesting. I'm very happy to invite you all for this webinar session, and also congratulate the coordinators, Mr. Chandrakala, Associate Professor, EEE Department, and Mr. Vignesh, AP EEE, for organizing this webinar session. So once again, I would like to welcome all the participants and the speaker. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Now, I am happy to introduce about our speaker, Mr. Vaidyanathan, sir. He has 17 years of experience in Wipro and 4.5 years of experience in Tech Mahindra, and he has stayed across multiple countries, USA, Japan, France, and Middle East. Currently, he is working as Vice President in Embedded and Industrial IoT Market in Sosaley Technologies Private Limited. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Now I am handing over the session to Nathan, sir.
Thank you, guys. So, good morning to everybody. I would say good morning to the professors, assistant professors, lecturers, and research associates, and also the young dynamic students who are joining this session. I just want to make sure that slides are available for you. All of you are able to see the slides?
Yes, sir, it is available. It is available. It is seen.
Sir, we can able to hear, sir. No problem.
No, I'm only looking at the slides. Are they available for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just starting. So my company is predominantly building reliable, innovative IT solutions. And the primary purpose of this, as you know, professors have told us, this is the emerging technology. Today, the entire thing as we go along, mostly productivity purposes are embedded. It is both hardware and software. As we go along, we may find tomorrow that we may also have those gadgets which are embedded into our body to track our health aspects. So going on to slide number 2, let me give you the quick introduction how our company is started. We started in the year of 2008. That's a time when the GPS and GPRs are predominantly initial status. We developed our own product for managing the school buses, the students, which time they are getting into the bus, which time they are getting out of the bus, how the bus is going in, tracking them. All of them we have developed the solution, and we have completely done it for education institution, and this company got sold to an American company. We have further down enhanced into the Sosaley 2.0, wherein we started developing products on the battery management area. Way back in 2013, at the time battery management was not at that, at the very initial stages. So what we have done is that we developed our own embedded product. We are talking about, where the Make India, Make India, we are doing it, developing our own code, developing our own software, and started enhancing battery management software. Today, you have an opportunity. The Srinivasan is part of our company. We're going to take you to the next, aspect of the EV market. Is primarily, in charge for the battery management area. Moving on to that, even another area we thought, it's another area is healthcare, because India needs a healthcare important. Make India product for the healthcare, especially in a hardware area, is what we have started in 3.4, where we developed the wireless ECG product. It's a very compact as we go along and spend little time on that. And now we are in the Sosaley 4.4, where we are trying to develop these two aspects and also do a lot more engineering work and this certification which are required to make our product internationally known. Slide number 3, please. You will be wondering who's the man behind this. Back in 1986, he is the first company where he has mentored. We were developing compilers, COBOL compiler, Fortran compiler, Pascal compiler, C compiler, everything scratch. We were competing with them at the time. So that's a company. I happen to be like students like you. I happen to work under him. So we call him as T.S. Vardarajan. He has nurtured many people. There are a lot of people like me who have been brought by him, and they are all across the globe. And he also nurtured another company which is around 2,000 crore market capital, which is on a BPM platform. And now he is nurturing us. He's the first MTech graduate from IIT Madras. So that's a kind of an energy. In fact, you get surprised, even now he's active. When he comes to the office, he comes to the board, you really see enjoy. I still enjoy his time. That's the reason why I joined him after 33 years in the IT industry. It's amazing to work with him. Let us look back. What are the kind of divisions? Slide number 4, please. We have 4 major divisions for this company. The battery management system, Srinivasan is heading the group, which develops, typical different types of batteries, the monitoring, entire battery health, of the impedance, resistance, health of the battery. That's what is being done. And not only that, we have been doing a lot more, IP related work on this battery management area. And going next to the division, as we talked about, is predominantly on the healthcare division, which is being headed by Dr. Muthu, who's not in this call. He's a man behind developing ECG-based product, which is, I think you all know, healthcare is another major concern for a country like India. Every 10 minutes, one patient dies of heart attack. And then behind these two, there is a lot of software required. And that is where we have a geek available in our organization called Ujjwal, who's predominantly focusing on developing anything on software, anything on internals, anything on operating system. He's a man who can do that work. So we have all the 3 people strongly technically sounding the entire 100+ team of our organization who are mentoring the group. And Chegan happens to be part of the Ujjwal's team. And not only that, we also do a lot more customized embedded products, which consist of basically on a hardware and software, wherein we have been working with companies like Komatsu, companies like Chemtech, companies like CSIRO Australia, and TrueColor. So many of these companies are typically R&D based companies which are across the globe. And then not only that, we are focusing a lot more on the projects of Department of Science and Technologies. We do a lot more work on the hardware area and on the logistics area, and also the companies like Lucas, TVS, Godrej, Hudson, Kone, Preeti, Isha, Hyundai, Kocha Technology, many more of these companies we have been predominantly working with. Let me quickly touch on the engineering aspect, which I think many of the engineering students will be much more interested. We are doing a lot more product development and on the cloud platform. I think Ujjwal, I talked to you about really deep onto the cloud. We have our own private cloud and also on the digital services, which we are doing on the platform. Moving on to the slide number 6, I'll touch very quickly about a hardware product. This is a very compact 125 grams weight of the product, which is 12 core wire, ICU based hard ECG system, where the competitors for us are Philips, Siemens, etc., which will be predominantly pretty high in costing. And this entire thing works on a mobile. The ECG data will come on the mobile for us. So that's quickly about this product. So let's get on to the next slide, where I want to introduce to you what is this EVs market is all about. Slide number 7, please. This EV market, as the professor has already introduced to you, that it is disrupting everybody. It is disrupting the way we have been thinking about it. I think way back, long ago, when I was a kid, I used to go to school by the cycle. And then we need to commute between one point to another point in my village. We use bullock cart. And also the horses, if we want to have little more people, we can go a little faster from point A to point B. Remember, all of them are no fuels, no. And then in the year of 1908, Ford Motors have come in and developed the automobile. And that's where the automobile engineering started growing and manufacturing started growing. And that's where the gasoline started moving. Now you see the kind of multiple cars which are available with you. You name about Maruti 800, sedan, SUVs, hyper Jeeps, you name anything, Benz, BMW, all of them are running on gasoline. Either it is petrol or diesel. And most of them, they are very interesting to drive, very, I think youngsters love to drive those vehicles, sports cars, but the fact remains that they are polluting the environment. Now you all seen after the COVID-19 how clean the environment is. So that's where now when the greatest, I think Elon Musk, everybody knows him. I think as students, you all should go and look at this man, go to his side. He is a man who has changed the EV industry. Now the EV cars, Elon Musk Tesla, Model 3 and Model S, completely driven by electric vehicle, no pollution, zero emission, and can also be like a sports car, like a Porsche Taycan. All of them are available. So what it essentially boils back for you, that everything comes back again. So zero emission, long ago. Now all these EV cars are zero emission. And now they are not stopping at cars. You will soon find out the aeroplanes will be driving on it. Ships will be driving on it, much more on it. So I just wanted to introduce now a topic to you. Srinivasan, who's part of our team, is going to take you and will make you spend, and then you will also know how this EV technology is important. Now the internal combustion engine, predominantly they are in automobile engineering, may not even exist anymore. It's only electric motors, electric vehicles, and electric bikes, scooters, and most of them, even the washing machine, everything will be on electric as I go. So now I hand over the mic to Srinivasan. Over to you, Srinivasan. Thanks a lot for your time. Guys, enjoy your time. It's very, very important. Thanks a lot for Easware Engineering who are given an opportunity to interact with you all, young guys of the century. Thanks a lot. Over to Srinivasan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan, sir.
Thank you.
Now, I am glad to introduce about our speaker, Mr. M. Srinivasan, Project Manager, Industrial Automation in Sosaley Technologies Private Limited. He has completed his UG degree in Anna University and Master's Diploma in Business Administration from Cambridge University. He has received his Indian Management Fellowship from Cambridge University. He manages project management, workforce management, operation optimization, R&D and product development processes in Sosaley Technologies Private Limited. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you.
Now I am handing over the session to Srinivasan, sir.
Hi, everyone. This is we are going to present about the EV vehicles. First of all, I thank Chandrakala madam and her team for conducting such a wonderful webinar, which will be useful for all the engineers out there. So I'll go with the presentation and the agenda what we are going to discuss today. I'll present the screen. Is it? Madam, is the presentation visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, I would say we will go like we will explain about what we are and what we do. Then followed by it, we will be explaining about EV related projects that we are handling, and then EV markets in India and EV global EV market and its opportunities, and then what would be the future for EV vehicles. So if I go to the first slide. So in Sosaley Technologies, we have been handling projects like as listed below in the screen. We make data loggers. Data loggers is nothing but a logger which logs the data and then stores in the system. So GSM gateway is a protocol. Any kind of protocol can be converted into a GSM protocol data and can be transmitted to any machines. So next, the universal scanner, because most of the sensors available in the market will be like voltage, current, and then resistance. These are the major things that are going to give the data. So we made a universal scanner where any kind of sensors can be connected and can be used, and the data can be logged also. So then comes the project acoustic pulse refractometry inspection system. So this is a non-destructive testing type wherein used in chemical industries like in pipelines. So to just check whether the pipe is healthy for the process, because in chemical industries it is hazardous to use a damaged pipe for taking the gases. So we come up with this project. This is a Singapore-based project that we did. Then comes the sedimentation analyzer, which is we did it for CSIRO Australia. So this sedimentation analyzer is like mineral identification in the sample that we put into the machine. Before this instrument comes, it generally takes 30 days for any mining industry to check whether their ore or mineral is available in the mining area. So, but after the invention of this device, now they are doing it in 30 minutes to 1 hour of time. They can get all the details and they can decide whether they can proceed or not. Then comes the cloud-based IoT devices that we are using. So as Nathan sir told, we already have our IoT devices in our stores, and we are using our own cloud to collect data. Then now only we are entering into the EV field. So now I'm saying we are using motor. If you take EV, major parts are like motor and battery. These two are the main things. So first we did the applications for motor applications, then battery management systems. Then we came up with the ultimate IoT kind of a project where any type of sensor, as I told in universal scanner, this is also a universal device where any types of devices can be connected and can be directly given to the cloud. Then comes kitchen automation. So which we are doing it for Philips and Preeti. So future, how the future cooking would be. In the latest slides, you will be seeing what are these, what are we talking about here. And we did even AC indoor unit for Lucas TVS. So me and my team, this is the entire team working on the projects. So if you see, these are all the members. Most of the team members are less than 30 years. So why I'm saying this, because you people are in some of the members are just from college. So why I'm saying this, because these people are making things that are being sold in the market. So these are all young and powerful people, similar like you people. So at the end of the video, I will be telling you what are the ways you can start doing your projects and approach the companies. So at the time, I think you people can note down those things and start implementing it, so that you can get into your core industry. So first, we did this for SFL group. So this is for water pump. We did it for 100 watts and 400 watts, 12 volt and 24 volt. So next, the BLDC motor. This also we did it for Lucas TVS, and even we have our own products for BLDC motors. So where we are using it for e-bike, e-cycle, e-rickshaw, and e-vehicles also. So for e-rickshaw and all, e-bike and all, you might be needing 1.2 kilowatts kind of thing. We have 800 watts also we have. And then if you go a little bit higher for e-rickshaw kind of thing, 10 kilowatt is what currently expected. So above that also you can go if you are planning for some other higher end vehicles. Then comes the battery management system, which we are very strong in this line for the past, from year 2008, we have been doing this. So we are very strong in battery management system. In e-vehicles, this is going to be the major thing, motor and battery. These two are the things going to be main thing. But why we have used IoT inside this? Because in future, so there are so many algorithms, statistics, information, artificial intelligence, everything is going to come in. So for that, we have already used the ultimate IoT, where the BMS data are collected and stored in the server, cloud server. I will show you in a future slides how we are doing it in real time. Then we did a smart stove, which is a, now think about at your home you have this stove. You can cook it from your mobile. Why would I cook it from my mobile? You can ask. Because if you are watching some movies, then you can, at the time you can put the stove onto your mobile mode, and then you can just reduce or increase the burner intensity and then start cooking it. Not only that, future is going to be like sharing the in apartments and OYO kind of thing. They will be using sharing of gas stoves. So future is we have just used this kind of appliances in our kitchen, where the Western countries have already turned around 50%. They are using it like this. Next comes the production software. As we are doing so many products, we have a product line and our own product line, and we are doing R&D for the other companies also. So we have a production software designed by ourselves for our needs. Then, as you are going into documentation and certification, if you are into automotive field, then these areas is what you have to look at it. So we have a special division for that. So this is our whole team working on these main projects. So if I okay, let me say how we are we got attracted towards EV vehicle and what are the projects we have been handling. Okay, see, if you take e-vehicle industry, the component list is huge. Okay, and the standard regulations, everything are high, and that's the reason we selected some of the products that we are already having some experience in it. So we have selected motor, BMS, then comes the cluster design. This cluster design is nothing but a odometer kind of thing, which is going to come tell you all the information about the vehicle while driving. So motor and BMS, anyway, it is going to communicate with the cluster design. Then comes the engine control unit and peripheral control units. I will tell you how we have gone to this one by one. So this is how it has led to this EV platform. So here in the EV market, as I mentioned about we are using so many components, we'll go by one. What are the components we are taken into care? So here, battery management system. See, battery management system, if you take, previously it was like mostly lead acid battery. Then it came as a lithium ion market boomed up. And nowadays people are using lithium ions. But in future technology, it can be of any alternative for lithium ion, because lithium ion, we are getting it from China maximum. So if you want to get rid of that, then government has some plans for tie-up with Bolivia, where they have signed some orders. Now future things will be, will be getting the lithium ore from the Bolivian country, South Africa. So any technology it might be, any chemical, anything they can use. But for a vehicle, some energy has to be stored, and that should be in the battery format. So we have decided that battery, we will concentrate on the battery management system. So if you take battery management system, there are two types, like SBMS, MBMS is what we categorized. Right? SBMS is nothing but static BMS, battery management system. MBMS is mobility battery management system. So in static management battery management system, it is inverter and BMS, that is BMS for inverters. So there is a small video for this. So next comes the mobility BMS. So mobility BMS, if you take, it's a forklift BMS, truck BMS, car BMS, e-rickshaw, or EV or auto BMS is what we classify. So there is one video for that.
Every third vehicle breakdown is caused by battery failure. The role of the batteries have changed tremendously. Today's vehicles are complex systems loaded with many electronic equipment. The heart of it all is the battery. It powers everything from the vehicle's ignition to permanent vehicle electric system to onboard entertainment systems. Although battery technology has evolved enormously, there are several factors that can affect battery lifespan. Extreme temperatures, harsh climate conditions, frequent short-distance driving, or simply not using the vehicle for a few weeks can slowly kill the batteries. Waiting for battery breakdown makes no sense. Checking battery status. Introducing Sosaley battery monitoring systems. The available BMS types are Car BMS, EEE BMS, Forklift BMS, Auto BMS, Truck BMS. Sosaley BMS allows monitoring of your vehicle batteries 24/7 and can be viewed from anywhere through cloud integration. See insights of your batteries all time and proactively address issues to maximize life and minimize downtime. All BMS types are designed and managed to easily integrate with your vehicles to save the battery life and to enhance the safety of the vehicle. Sosaley is excited to share our experience on BMS and to safeguard your vehicles.
So that was about battery management system. So mainly what is the difference in SBMS and MBMS is SBMS is static. We won't be getting latitude and longitude GPS locations, but whereas in mobile BMS we will get the GPS location. Even you can have a driver fatigueness detections. So those data can be uploaded to the cloud and you can see that. Second component is like motor type. What are the motor types we use? Maybe this is related to your curriculum. So design architecture. This is how the motor control unit would be designed as. Like in a microcontroller, you will be having a hardware unit where the motor drive logic is stored. So what you drive logic is nothing but actually an algorithm that moves the motor. So 6-step open loop, 6-step closed loop, 5 FOC or otherwise FOC closed loop. Such kind of algorithms can be used. Why there are different types of algorithm? Because one algorithm would be better than the other algorithm in some particular part of. Say for example, if while starting the motor, some algorithm is efficient. Then and the other algorithm is good at when the motor is started running, then we will use both the algorithm to start the motor and as well as to run the motor. So you can use that way also. So then you need a gate driver IC, which is called as a pre-driver, and which amplifies the PWM signal to optimum level for the motor. So these connection, this charge pump, signal conditioning, everything, all this voltage amplification, regulation are all controlled over that MOSFET. So MOSFET is a field effect transistor. So it controls or amplifies the load current to be passed to the motor. So to get the feedback, what is the speed, which coil is energized, to sensing all those things, we have a all sensor, that is like all effect sensor. So that is kept at the rotor, fitted to the rotor, where you can identify which coil is energized, and you can use it for the algorithm. Running the algorithm, you need this Hall sensor's feedback. So what are the motor applications that are available in EV? Like engine coolant pump, seat alignment motor, HVAC motor control systems, power steerings. All these things I mentioned is all done through brushless DC motor, BLDC motor. Then comes the wiper motor or power window motor, auto start. All these things can be done brushed DC motor. Then other types of motors can be used like alternator, like for if you take a power regeneration mode. So whenever you are applying a brake, that energy can be recharged, it can be used for recharging the battery so that you can use that energy for later uses. So for that, alternators are used. Oil filter motors are available, driving motors, and ABS, anti-lock braking systems can also be used. Motors can also be used. This one is for a power steering example, where steer assistant algorithm is stored in the control system. The sensor senses the torque, how much force or torque the driver is applying to the steering wheel. Then the algorithm computes and it gives to the assistant circuits where the sensor values are taken and steps are taken. So this is the reason why even in olden days they used to steer the steering 2 to 3 times to take a turn. But now with a single finger movement you can do the process. So this is through that only. The PWM signal is relayed to the assist motor based on the assist factors. And this one is the ABS. So a DC motor is fixed to a hydraulic pump in ABS. The wheel speed sensors, because all the wheel has to be running in the same speed. Okay, we can even call ABS as instead of anti-lock braking system, we can even call as anti-slide braking system. This will protect your vehicle from sliding. So it will give you a good control over the vehicle while driving. So for that, all the speed of the all wheels has to be measured. So sensors are placed on the wheels and the speeds are measured, and the hydraulic pump is used to apply the equivalent rotational force. So in the motor types, what are the motor types? If you take induction motors, permanent magnet synchronous motor, PMSM motors they say, and BLDC motors are commonly known motors. But in recent years, Tesla has also tried this reluctance motor, which I feel like it is going to be a new invention in the EV sector. So I will show you some video for that. Here, if you see that there is no magnet here, only the design that makes it rotate. So this is what the motor section is all about. Then comes the cluster management system. See, cluster is what the data user is going to see. So it varies from tab to sophisticated LED display. We can make components out of it, and this is the component where not much players are involved, because even the vehicle manufacturers themselves will take care of this cluster design because they want to customize it according to their wish. So that's the reason it has not been captured by other vendors. So, and as we have already done some motor application and BMS for the last years in our company, so we thought cluster would be the best next product for us, because that is going to communicate with motor and BMS. So this is how the cluster looks. This is from Aether bike. This is how it looks. So if you take a little, let's time travel for a while and check how the interface would be in future. Navigation, your calls can be attended, whether your vehicle is being topped up or not, all the information will be received. It will be get connected to your mobile and you can get the alert messages. Then engine control units and others like CAN lane communication bus is very important for the automotive industry. And then AC control through algorithms, wireless TPMS, that is tire pressure monitoring system, is now very much famous. And then driver fatigueness detection and control can also be done. So in future, Uber, Ola, all those companies would be requiring such, it would be mandatory for them to fix this driver fatigueness detection. So even if it detects the driver is tired, it will not give him the order, ensuring your safety. So this is one line. The other components like infotainment systems, where communication with other cars, communication with the gadgets itself, music, video, head-up display. Head-up display is useful for commuting your vehicle, and telematics. Telematics can also be used with the help of the cloud. So for all this cloud, telematics, everything, we have our own setup here at office. And as we are now, Sosaley now has done the motor applications and battery management systems and other its respective ecosystem completely with them. Then we have started approaching the OEMs. So if you take OEMs, this is in India, these are the OEMs for two-wheeler, Bajaj Auto, Hero, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki. So these are the companies. Even Royal Enfield are now doing some work in that electric e-bike. So these are our OEMs. And these are the four-wheeler or passenger vehicles OEMs in India. So these people, actually we approach these people and get projects and we do it. So this is what all about who we are and what we do and what are the projects we handle. Let us see about what is Indian market is having for us. So if we take India, what are the startups? These are the startups like Aether, Oxa, Ultraviolet, Spiro. So these are the companies, they are already into market now and they have their model being tested and working fine. So if we take Aether, these are all first developed by students like you. Then now it became a product, as a competitor for big players. So Aether, Oryx, then Ultraviolet. These are all sports bikes actually. See, sports, why we were not, before they have not, EV has not entered into sports bike because of the power requirement. But as there are so many motor design has come up, driving algorithm has come up, now they have entered into the sports bike also. So Spiro, this is a lower end model. So with a gray LCD display also, it can be done. So these are all the startups companies. Okay, now, let me say I have started the manufacturing the components, where I am going to go and get approval from. So regulatory authorities or regulatory boards in India, and opportunities and policies will be displayed below. So RI, that is ARAI, Automotive Research Association of India, which is in Pune, Maharashtra. ICAT, International Center for Automotive Technology, Haryana. Then GARC, Global Automotive Research Center, Oragadam. This is in Tamil Nadu, so where we can approach. NATRAX is the National Automotive Test Tracks. It's in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. And NIAIMT, National Institute of Automotive Inspection, Maintenance and Training. It's in Assam. See, why I'm saying all these names, because these regulations, now what they have decided is they are now concentrating universities like colleges and universities, where they are ready to teach you and educate you for the upcoming e-vehicle era. Because now currently there are no workers or there are no skilled labor to attend that market, even starting from repairing to manufacturing to repairing. Everything, there is no manpower at all. So what the government has decided and guided them is, so what they have guided them is just to approach the universities and train the engineers, so that in future they will have manpower for doing this. So what are the opportunities of EV business in India? So you can right from cycle to truck, you have the opportunities listed there. In 2026 to 7 million. Now we are hardly seeing some of the e-vehicles in road, but in future, if it is 7, it is going to be 7 million, 2 million, like this kind of huge numbers, then it will be a huge business also. So over the political structure. Even though you have some technology or things, well, our government has to support the development. Otherwise, it will be of very slow improvement. Now, as the government is supporting in all the ways, like Niti Ayog, you see, through that they are supporting all these things. So you will get 50% kind of help from the government, and to start with. So this is the regulatory boards in India and policies that is helping us to go with this. And say, let us assume lithium is not obtained from any other place, like China only we are getting. Now government has signed with Bolivia and gone for lithium ion. But let us assume even that in worst case, even that is not available. Then what is the future of e-vehicle? Lithium ion? No. Lithium ion alone is not a source. We have sodium ion, vanadium flow, aluminum air fuel cells, zinc, carbon ion. These kinds of, I have just listed 10, but there are so many available alternative source for battery manufacturing. So what is the growth? What would be the growth in India? Expected to increase more than 30%. See, this is not the figure that I am giving. It is given by reputed people, and they have the record for that, how it would go for 30. Total EV market India is having two-wheeler, that is E2W is nothing but electric two-wheeler, electric four-wheeler, heavy electric vehicle, and then three-wheeler, electric three-wheelers. So all these things has been listed here. Most of the things are using lithium ion and lead acid. This chart only shows about 2 types of batteries. Think about the other 10 things, 10 battery opportunities that I told. They are having that much opportunity here. And electric vehicle sales figure. So see, if you see 2015 to 16, this is what the level. 16 to 17 is a little bit higher than before. But if you take 17 to 18, see, it is double the amount of sales in two-wheeler market. So that is the reason. If you see in our facts and figures, if you see, India is now number 1 in two-wheeler sales. If we have actually overtaking China in two-wheeler sales. Then if you take India is now is at number 5 now, but moving towards number 3 in overall global automotive manufacturing sector. So this is the statement given by the authorities. So okay, let us talk about what global EV market is giving us. So throughout the whole world, if you say what are the brands we have, all these are all very big brands, and they are having R&D centers. They are looking for people who is experienced in this line, who have some certification course. When talking about certification course, the regulatory authorities in India, I told every one of them are conducting a certification course where you can join and then get benefited. So these are the companies. Even they are now inventing in all the things, like in algorithm they are doing R&D. In motors they are doing R&D. In batteries they are doing R&D. So each and every company listed there, I've shown you here, are working on all the platforms to improve the EV vehicle. So global market is really a promising now, looks promising for me. So what are the, okay, now we saw about what are the authorities or people who are looking at this EV vehicles in India. What about global? In global, IEC, International Electro Technical Commission, and ISO, International Organization for Standardization, UN, the United Nations. So these are the list of authorities. They are working to regulate this industry. So how would be the growth for globally? Country-wise, let us see first. See, now already in 2018, Norway has reached its 49% of its sales, vehicles, purchase power of the country has grown to 49%. then followed by Iceland, Sweden, Netherlands, Finland, China, like that. There are so many growth, so much of growth in this field. Okay, now let us see brand-wise growth. What are the brand-wise growth? Tesla, Renault, BMW. So these are the companies actually growing every day in fact. So this is the total EV market in the globe. Let us see what would be the future for the EV vehicles. Future is immortal. Like what would be the public transport? What would be the logistic kind of thing? That we will see in a short video. So now you saw the video. So what we could see is now people would be like traveling to one location to another city by catching 2 or 3 buses. But if this transport comes into action, nobody has to get down from the bus, but they will reach their office. So they don't have to, automatically they can just switch over to the seats and then they can go to their destination. So not only this, even the package industry, courier and courier service industry, like there are so many companies sending some goods. That goods can it itself can accommodate to the cost will be spent on that. So this is one kind. Another logistic is like this one. So this is how the future logistic would be. Like if now as you are picking up Uber, Ola kind of thing, future would be like you are booking a passenger drone and getting into it, and it could be a shared passenger transportation, and you can reach your destination. Okay, now we have seen what is we are doing, what is India is doing, what is the world is doing, and let us now talk about what you are going to do from the next day onwards. So where to start from? Because in most of the presentation, what we would think is, okay, presentation is good. What next day what I'm going to do? So we have in our office how we developed, like how we approached the EV market. We had some struggle, and we have noted down them to help the future people. So I will take you to the next slide, like where to start from. So this is where you have to start from. As a student, you won't be having sophisticated boards or otherwise licensed softwares and other things that you to develop any small application also. So that's the reason I have just tabulated here See here, these are the evaluation boards that we ourselves has done some hands-on testing or checking what would be the better one for the EV industry, and I have listed it down for you. This is the ST microcontroller, NXP microchip, and other same ST microcontroller but another model. So I have listed it here. So it is the board configuration also I have listed. What is the input voltage? What is the algorithm being used? Whether the software is free or licensed? What type of motors can be used with that? Everything is listed there. So you can note down this and then start working from tomorrow onwards. And you have all the software, firmware, everything available for this to get started immediately. And you will get a help from the people, company people themselves. So if you have any queries, you can anyways contact us. So finally I want to thank Chandrakala madam for giving this opportunity to give the presentation for this, because always there was a lag between the students and academy, students and the industrial people. Never the industrial people were entered into these two, in between these two lines, and that was the actually gap between the gap in the industry. Now I think by this kind of webinars, I think this can be reduced. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Scott.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me? Sir, actually, my name is M. Gautam. Actually, I am an assistant professor in Selvam College of Technology, Namakkal.
Okay, sir.
Actually, I am having one question, sir.
Yeah.
So, in your presentation, you had said that in battery management system. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm proceeding. In your presentation, sir, you had said that in battery management system, we mostly used a lithium-ion battery.
Yeah.
So, what is the reason why we are using this type of battery, especially when compared to other types?
See, previously they were using lead acid battery, but the requirement is like in EV, particularly in EV, if you take the current, draining current, it has to deep discharge the battery, which is not possible in lead acid battery. You have to deep discharge. You can do deep discharging in lithium ion, as well as fast charging, because you cannot put the vehicle in 8 hours charge to drive the vehicle for 4 hours.
Okay.
At least if you want to drive the vehicle for 4 hours, the charging time should be less than that.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
10% of it should be the charging time. So these are the parameters made people to go towards searching for another earth materials like lithium ion or chemical formations, so that this can be achieved.
Okay, sir. I understood, and I want to say thanks to the Easware Engineering College and you, sir. It was a wonderful session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, good morning. This is Dr. Kuvirasi from Digital.
Yeah, madam.
Sir, it's a very nice presentation actually.
Thank you, madam.
Things really. Sir, is there any opportunity to provide certificate courses for the students, sir, from your side?
From our side, we have to consult with our management, but there are. I think there is some echo.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Those who are not speaking, they can put their mic in mute. Okay. So, see the regulatory bodies that I have mentioned, each and every one of them are having some courses to be taught to engineering students particularly, because they now need manpower. The old people, I would say, like who were already were working in a previous version of automotives, they have to reskill it, or otherwise they have to go look for a new skilled person. So reskilling is also a easiest way. They are trying like giving training for already who are into this automotive field, and giving training for them to immediately acquire some manpower. But for a long run, they are actually concentrating on colleges, new people, where they can directly in the syllabus they can or otherwise in the project kind of thing, they can take them as a interns, do the give the knowledge, train them, and get them into the field, on board into the company. That is what the new trend is going. So I think it's a good opportunity for people who are now entering into the field. And answering your question, the certification can be you can go to any of those regulatory bodies I have mentioned. They have listed the courses they have. Even in our Chennai, there are some Puna's branches in Chennai where they are giving direct certification. So you can go to their website and see what are the courses they have and which one you are interested, and please proceed with it.
Participants, any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Thirumaran. I'm from Easware Engineering College, second year. Sir, ultraviolet has a battery swapping now, sir. They have battery swap technology. If one battery drain out, they can replace another battery.
Correct.
Does it have effect on the battery, sir? Does it affect the battery system?
See, swapping of battery is a different approach. Why they have brought the battery swapping technology or facility to the system? Because see, nowadays e-vehicles are manufactured at some cost, and they have restriction to sell the EV vehicle at lower cost. You can put your mic on mute so that it will be audible from my side. Okay.
Oh, okay.
See, battery swapping, why they do it? Because now the EV manufacturers cannot manufacture the bike at lesser price only because battery is taking the huge part of the cost of the vehicle. So now what they do is they will sell the e-vehicle without a battery and ask you to use the swapping system they have. So you will pay a rental for the battery. So by this way, what happens is the vehicle cost is coming down. It becomes affordable to anyone. Anyone can buy e-vehicle, and if they want to commute, at that time they will take a rental. Only the battery they will take as a rental and proceed with that. Wasn't it a nice idea?
Yes, sir.
So that's the reason the swapping of battery swapping concept came into the picture.
Oh, okay, sir. Another doubt, sir. If the companies use a proprietary battery, I mean a proprietary size of battery means if they have to buy only from that company, no, sir?
No, that would not be in the future, because these regulatory bodies that I told, they are making it more easy. They are trying to make the EV vehicle easy to penetrate into the system. So they will not, even if you take Ather bike, they have come up with the bike, they have their own charging stations. But in that charging station, you can put your own battery and charge. They are allowing it. It's a very good initiative taken by them, allowing others to charge their batteries through their system. Okay. So in future, it will not be like any proprietary kind of battery and all.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. This is Shyam Sundar from Bangalore.
Yeah, Shyam Sundar.
Yeah, sir. Actually, we are going for the e-vehicle to reduce the pollution. That is aim for that. But if the battery got gone, example, if the battery lifetime is gone, And then if where we have to dump the waste battery, that is a very big issue. We are talking about e-energy or green energy like that we are talking. But if the battery lifetime is gone, how to dump the battery without harmful effect for the public, for the peoples? That is my question, sir.
Yeah, good question actually, because this is where now regulatory authorities are trying to e-waste management or battery after use battery management. All those things they are bringing into point. Okay. Now currently they do not have much solution for that, but almost in we cannot say that e-vehicle is eliminating pollution or kind of thing. It is eliminating the pollution from city, I would say. Okay, but anyway, this energy for charging the battery is generated from somewhere, right? For there, it should be like if it is a hydro power plant or otherwise wind energy or solar energy, it doesn't matter. But apart from wind energy and solar energy or natural renewable energy, if they are producing energy and storing into the battery, it is nowhere pollution control. Pollution is being shifted from city to some other place. That's it. So, but for the other point that you have mentioned about how to manage the waste batteries is a very good question. Actually, people are working on it. Almost they are trying to increase the battery life so that if it goes in 2 years, they are making it to go by 5 years. This is the first approach they are doing. So they are trying to increase the battery life so that this can be within that time we will come to some conclusion that how to handle this properly. Okay. Because if you see the growth chart, it is like exponential form. So we have to take action immediately so that this exponential growth will not affect our environment back. So in that point, they are very much concerned about, and they are taking steps.
Okay, sir. Then one more question, sir. What about the charging unit, sir? Because nowadays in Bangalore, only 2-3 places they are having a charging unit. But people's what they are telling, the charging unit it costs more compared to the other thing.
Correct. See, that's what I told about. As you are in Bangalore, you would have seen Ether bike.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, they are giving their charging station to charge other batteries also. Not only them, and now government will. People are like as the projection of EV vehicle is high, even the petrol bunks are now asking that they need a charging station to be built in their location because it is going to take very less place, but at the time they will get revenue. Is what they are approaching the government. But government in the regulation bodies, what they have mentioned is you cannot keep it with petrol pumps.
Nearby,
yeah, but you can build a wall as per the specification that we are saying, and you can have it there.
Okay.
So as wherever you are seeing now petrol bunk, in future it would be having the e-vehicle charging station also.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind answer. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is Thomas from Systems Engineering College, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I'm from Mechanical Engineering Department, sir. So I have a question related to battery as far as fire safety is concerned, sir. Is it being completely ruled out, or is it safe, sir? As far as fire is concerned, sir. Fire perspective is concerned, sir.
No, you are talking about something about battery. I am getting
battery
it.
Cooling system, battery cooling system. The battery cooling system. Is there any? Is that the problem of fire is completely taken care of, or is it under research, or it's being completely taken care of, sir?
So you are talking about battery cooling system?
Yeah, battery cooling system in EV vehicles, sir.
Yeah.
We have some references about being batteries being that fire safety is being compromised, like that. Some news are being coming here and there, so it's being completely taken care of, sir.
See, if you are talking about cooling system, okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Whether if it is a battery cooling system or engine cooling system or a peripheral alternator cooling system, any cooling system, that will not go away from automotive at all. Because as long as automotive is there, it will be running, and heat will be produced, and there must be some ways to cool it down. So cooling system or oil cooling system should be there in any vehicle. Even the vehicle goes sophisticated, maybe the produced might be less, but surely heat will be produced, is required, and it is a must. It won't get eliminated, I think.
Yes, sir. See, in lithium-ion batteries, are they completely safe, or is there any problems will be occurring in the future?
Yeah, there are few hazards in using lithium-ion, but through battery management system. See, now we are seeing as a whole battery, okay, but actually battery is consisting of each cell inside it, okay. There comes a requirement for cell level monitoring.
Yes.
So if you do not monitor the cell level properly, the battery might get exploded, okay.
Yes.
So, cell level monitoring is another area that people are concentrating. There are some algorithms for balancing the energy between the cell and to taking care of such hazardous bursting kind of thing. It will not happen if it is some proper algorithm or system or circuit has been done for cell level monitoring of a battery. So I think it is hazardous, but through technology we can make it easy.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice presentation, sir. Thank you.
Anybody?
Golan Raman.
Hello, sir.
Proceed, Golan Raman.
Sir, I want to know the lifespan of the batteries nowadays used in EVs, sir.
Yeah, as in the discussion I told, it is 2 years or kind of thing, but they are trying to increase it by 5 years, 10 years also.
Sir, for 3 years we have to change the batteries, or there is a maintenance for it?
In lead acid battery they had some options, but in future it would be like there will not be such options like recharging it or repairing it and using it. It will not be useful because ultimately it will not be optimized for the operation and it will cause issues only. Maybe some new technology should come so that the battery life get extended. It will not, but because it is not sufficient, 3 years is not sufficient for the amount you are putting in. So it should be increased and it will be done.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now I would like to thank our management, principal sir, HOD sir for giving this opportunity to conduct this program. Speakers Nathan sir and Srinivasan sir for his enthusiastic speech. This will be more informative for us. It will be very useful. Thank you, Nathan sir, and thank you, Srinivasan sir. I thank Mr. Jahanathan, BMS Analyst, Sosaley Technologies Private Limited, for support to conduct this program. He is the alumni of our institution. Thank you, Jahan.
Great work.
I thank all.
Thank you, ma'am.
I
Thank
thank
you.